Hey everybody. You know, I was just thinking about this, and you know, despite the fact that and I am doing this uncut and on the fly, despite being a Sparity shipper, I've talked about this before, but there have been various other female characters in the show that fans have paired Spike up with. Now, I've mentioned, various reasons as to why they get paired up, and it's it's not it's not much of a surprise as to why fans would want to see Spike be with some pony else rather than Rarity, like for example, Applejack, because they feel she could be more honest with him and more down to earth with him. Starlight, because she can relate with him from a personal situation, like kind of an outcast situation. Um, Ember, because they're both dragons. Same with Smolder. Um, Gabby the Griffin, because they have a similar likes and interest and all that, and they seem to click just like that. You know what I mean? Um, but there is another ship too, and I think I mentioned this as well, and that's Sweetie Belle. And the reason I bring this up is because yes, Dr. Wolf just did a video on asking whether or not Sweetie Belle would be the next Twilight. But was here's the thing, and I say this still as a supporter of Sparity. I still say this as a supporter of Sparity. But sorry about that. But like I said, yes, Dr. Wolf recently did a video and asking whether or not, Sweetie Belle would be the next Twilight. And that did kind of inspire me to do this. Because again, as I was trying to say, as someone that's still a supporter of Sparity, and always will be, one has to wonder whether or not perhaps the original idea was to eventually move Spike away from Rarity to Sweetie Belle. Because if you go back and watch the ending of A Canterlot Wedding, and you get that little photo montage during the reception when Twilight is singing Love is in Bloom, one of the photos that's taken is of Spike and Sweetie Belle dancing together. And Sweetie Belle looks happy to be dancing with Spike. So it makes me curious. It makes me curious if, perhaps Lauren Faust had stayed on board, that if perhaps the idea originally, before Megan McCarthy took over as executive producer, and then Nicole Dubuque, if the original plan and in the long run, the original idea was to kind of slowly move Spike away from Rarity, still maintain his friendship and a bit of his crush on her, but slowly move him away from her to Sweetie Belle. It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder because a lot of people say that the reason, Spike and Sweetie Belle makes more sense is, in a way, the closer in age. They have the closer in age, they can, better understand each other, and you know, overall it would, make a lot more sense. I mean, yes, Spike has had interactions with the CMCs, don't get me wrong, but it's based off that one moment that makes you think, ink and wonder, was that the original plan? And again, this is just going off, like what Dr. Wolf said about his video. It's just, his topical video was just going off a throwaway line in the episode where Sweetie Belle was showing her kind of her strategic basically her love, or at least giving us an example of her way of uh, planning what's the word again I'm looking for, an itinerary, basically planning out all the things, all the places they would need to hit at the fair they wanted to go to, and the fact that, through this strategic itinerary, this strategic itinerary that she was doing, she got a bit of a tease from her friends, wondering whether or not, are you sure you're not really Twilight's sister? Because of the similarities in the planning, because we all know Twilight likes to strategically plan out something with an itinerary on what they're going to do, and how, what steps they're going to take, and what areas they're going to have to visit or hit during certain situations. So Dr. Wolf basically focused on his video on that perspective, but he did use a visual example by basically showing adult Sweetie Belle using teleportation, which I don't think we've ever seen her do ever, even as a filly, to teleport one of the teen ponies, or teen fillies, if you will, or foals, to safety. So, and he also used the fact that she has been wanting to master her magic as well, and I think part of Twilight's lessons when she first came to Ponyville was to help the CMCs do that. But again, going off of what he used, the throwaway line, and basically a bit of what she did later on in her temporary adult form, one has to wonder, just by going off that one little picture at the end of Canterlot Wedding, doing the Love is in Bloom song and the photo montage they were doing with her and Spike dancing, one has to be curious if whether or not perhaps that was the idea in the long run. Maybe that was probably the original story idea that Lauren Faust wanted to go with. That, yes, Spike would be used to kind of show us how beautiful and lovely and gorgeous Rarity is from his point of view, but then maybe as the series progressed, and maybe if she had stayed on board, or if they had followed some of her ideas, or utilized some of her ideas even after she left, if perhaps, Spike would have been moving on from Rarity, like I said, still keeping his friendship with her, still keeping and maintaining somewhat of his crush and affection for Rarity, but slowly moving on to Sweetie Belle, because as some people put it, the closeness in age and the more relatable they could get it, towards each other, or kind of more closer they could get, because they would be growing together, they'd be interacting more together. One has to wonder if maybe that was the original idea, or one of the original plans. But I guess we'll never know. All we can go off of is that little photo that was taken during that photo montage at the end of Canterlot Wedding, when Twilight sang Love is in Bloom. That's all we can go off of, and I'm guessing a few other moments as well thrown in there, and I think even in the comics. So one has to wonder, was the original idea maybe to move Spike away from Rarity and go with Sweetie Belle? Where again, Spike would still maintain a strong friendship with Rarity and a bit of his affection and crush along with that, on Rarity, but basically slowly move to Rarity's sister. What do you guys think? Do you think maybe I'm just drawing straws here, maybe just trying to find any reasoning, if you will? Do you think I'm just grasping for straws here, is what I'm trying to say, and coming up with this theory? Or do you think perhaps there's some truth to it? Let me know down below. comment if you like. Check out Dr. Wolf's video. Click the notification button here on this channel. Hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed yet. And also check out my Brian's discussions channel as well, and that is a channel that I am trying to monetize as well, to try to make some money off of on the side. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your thoughts are. And also, again, check out Dr. Wolf's video on his theory about Sweetie Belle being the next Twilight. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on what I've had to say, and let Dr. Wolf know what your thoughts are on what he has to say. But comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about what I had to say about the theory of possibly what they would have originally gone with had Lauren Faust stayed around, or even if she left, that had they followed her original plans and alternate itinerary. Let me know down below. Comment if you like. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, and I will talk to you all later.